All right, so welcome to the Brooklyn
Hello.
Boss Talk by the Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. Again, my name is Queen Aariah.
Yes.
Like I said, some of you guys may know me as Bella Rose, but again, that is not my name. Some of you guys just identify the business or the brand with the person, which is fine. My name is Aariah, and this is Dannii.
Yes, you guys. Welcome to episode 5 of
Yeah, this
Brooklyn
is
Boss Talk by the Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. And I hope y'all excited because today is going to be a good day. And I guarantee you it's going to hit home to a lot of y'all out there. So,
yes.
with that being said, we're going to highlight just real quickly. We're going to be discussing about imposter syndrome in entrepreneurs, particularly women and the minorities. So, Aariah, why do you feel like this is important for entrepreneurs before we even get started?
So imposter syndrome for entrepreneurs, especially when it comes to social media, is basically when individuals feel like they are underqualified, not enough. They feel like they can't do it. They can't be as successful. It seems almost impossible. And sometimes they're trying to do it, but they give up because
Mhm.
they feel like an imposter. They feel like they're not suited or suitable, or like I said, good enough for that amount of success, to be honest with you. Because with social media allows you to be so successful so quickly, you know what I mean, where you have people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in some cases, online. And some people feel like that is unbelievable, you know what I mean. And so when they do get in the realm of trying it themselves, they start to feel like, oh no, this is not real, I can't do it. They start to doubt themselves. And so I think that it is a big conversation to be had. That's why every entrepreneur that I know of, that I've my mentors and things like that who I've talked to, they always tell me the number one thing to being successful in general is mindset. So
Mhm.
if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to be successful. And so if you're experiencing imposter syndrome, then you have to reset your mindset.
That part. I love that. I love how you broke that down because a lot of people, don't realize that the imposter syndrome is really coming from their mindset and them not really believing in themselves. And that is like a major thing with women in the minority, especially becoming entrepreneurs right now. So I definitely agree with how you broke that down for sure.
Yes. So, quick recap. Last week we talked about organic marketing and how you can make money online on social media through content creation, which is organic marketing. There are a lot of people who sell things online and they use paid ads. They pay for sponsored posts on TikTok. They pay for sponsored posts on Instagram, Facebook, and that's fine. Um, that's not usually the stuff that goes viral. That's not usually the stuff that is connecting with the audience, because when your audience feels like you're connecting with them, when they can relate to what you're putting out, that is usually when it hits different. And so that's what we talked about in last week's episode. And this week, we're going to focus a little bit more on overcoming imposter syndrome and how you could build confidence as an entrepreneur in digital marketing and on social media. Hey,
Yes.
love.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Yes.
Yeah.
Imposter
So,
syndrome.
yeah. So, Dannii, do you remember the first time you felt like you didn't belong in a space or you doubted your skills specifically as an entrepreneur?
Yes. I remember the first time that we went to Funnel Hacking Live and we walked into this big hotel with a room, more than a room. It was like rooms full of entrepreneurs. And I remember when we walked into the room and we had to get the name tags, and then you got to get the stickers to put on your name tag, basically saying who you are. And I remember the first year it was like beginner of like ecom, and it was coach, and it was so many things because I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. But being in that room, I felt so unsure. And just seeing so many individuals, all different races, just having like a mindset, I'm like, damn, it's a lot of us. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. Like, these people look like they've been doing this for a minute. Our mindsets don't even seem the same. Like, I'm over here dressed for success. They over here dressed with the ripped jeans. They got they not dressing how I'm dressing, meaning like my mind is thinking, I have to dress a certain way in order to be in certain rooms, when in all reality that's not the case, right? But then we went and we sat in a room listening to individuals speak for a few hours, telling us their story. And their stories, although not the same as mine, they came from struggle too. So it made me understand that it was my imposter syndrome that was taking over me. It was my imposter syndrome that made me feel like, I couldn't dominate this social media world or become a digital marketer because I didn't have the knowledge, when in reality you have the knowledge, but you're sleeping on your potential because you're doubting yourself, because you're worried about what everybody else is going to say. So it just enforces that imposter syndrome inside of you, and now makes you doubt yourself even more. So once I sat in that room, and the way I overcame it was hearing somebody say to me that your circumstances are not supposed to stop you from being who you want to be. You have to pour into yourself. You got to switch your mindset. You got to change how you think. And you got to stop looking for validation from other people, because the validation comes from within. And from that moment, it was like, oh, okay, I heard you. That part.
Okay.
Now I
I
have the same
definitely
question.
like can relate to that a little bit because like I remember the first time when we went to Funnel Hacking Live too, like
Mhm.
I wouldn't necessarily um I wouldn't say I necessarily had felt imposter syndrome in the sense of I don't belong here. It was
Mhm.
very humbling because how you put it was like we came in there we came in there suited and booted. Like when I say dress suits, blazers, and it was not giving that vibe. Like we're coming into a space that we are unfamiliar with. You get what I'm saying? So we're thinking, okay, we're coming into a space where there's going to be millionaires, billionaires, entrepreneurs, all kind of business owners, and so we got to come in there, blazers, button up shirt, this, that, beat makeup, and then we come in there and everybody is dressed down, looking cool, and I'm like, damn, did am I missing something? Like, did I overdo it? Did I, you know what I'm saying? So I did feel out of place because of my clothing, but I was humbled by the experience and
Mhm.
wow, like I was more so on the like, I can't believe I'm here. I love it here. I want to stay here.
Right.
But the outfit was definitely giving go upstairs and change because you it was definitely the outfit was definitely make me feel like I did not belong. Cause like you said, they was in there all comfy. One lady
Mhm.
had her baby. Like I had done flew all the way to New York to drop my daughter off with my mother.
Yes.
And I coming in, this lady got a baby. And I said, she said she not gonna miss this. She don't care. She bringing little Tammy with her. And I done dropped August off. So yes, I definitely agree with that. But that was a very, very humbling experience for me.
Yes. It definitely, it was humbling. It was something that was like eye opening. It was very beneficial, and it was life changing, because after that it was up. It was
Mm-hmm.
up.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. All right now. So when it comes down to me understanding imposter syndrome, I just want to say that I feel like the doubt of your abilities is imposter syndrome in its entirety, right? Like you just feel like everything that you're doing, you don't belong there, right? So when you start your business and you start pouring into your business and you make that first sale and then you give up, like that's partially a part of your imposter syndrome, because you feel like you don't deserve these winnings. When
Mm,
in all reality, your knowledge and the expertise and the things that you are offering, you already had this package, but you didn't believe in yourself enough to put it out there. So when you start receiving the fruits of your work, you feel like you don't deserve it. And that's one of the biggest things about imposter syndrome that stops people from being consistent. So
mm,
I 10 out of 10 recommend, like you said, the shift in the mindset for sure.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. I so needed to hear this right now. Just experienced this today at work before giving a presentation in a room with managers and VPs. Just revealed to me that I need to work on my self confidence. Yep, that's true. Hmm.
Yes.
All right, so let's see. So for me, a specific moment where I feel like when I overcame doubt or realized my worth, I don't necessarily feel like I've ever had imposter syndrome when it comes to being an entrepreneur. If you don't know, there is um it imposter syndrome can be reversed. So when I say that, I mean like you might feel like you could do something and you believe that you could do something wholeheartedly, but your environment and the people around you don't. So they have imposter syndrome because they don't believe they can do it. They put that imposter syndrome on you and feel like you can't do it. And they try to put that doubt in your head that you can't do it, or this is not real, or you shouldn't waste your time with that, or things like that. So I've never really had that. Like, even from a little kid growing up, from a baby to being, in my adult age, I always felt like I was destined for something great. I didn't know what it was. Like, growing up, I used to sing. I used to dance. I was very athletic. You know what I mean? I used to do hair. Me and my cousins used to get on the bed with the remotes and be like, "Mm, mm, 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 mm." Like, you know what I mean? My aunt used to tell me, like, if I knew what I knew then, what I knew now, then I would have like put y'all in singing lessons and stuff like that. Like, I never really felt, for me, imposter syndrome within myself. I always had confidence within myself and knew that it, like, in my mind, it was like, this can't be it.
Right.
Like, I'm struggling, I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm homeless, like, I'm going through this, that, and the third. Like, this can't be it. But other individuals around me used to tell me that, I can't do it. Individuals around me used to tell me that I can't do it, I can't make it happen. This is not real. This is a scam. Making money online is a scam. Internet marketing is a scam. All of these things are a no-go. So for me, it was more so um changing my environment, because your environment is a big part of your success. Like, at the end of the day, my grandmother used to always tell me, like, you need to be around people who are doing what you aspire to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's like, say for instance, let's just say you have a son and your son plays football. All of his friends play basketball. He can't be successful. You know what I mean? Like, he can't be successful. How can he be successful within his sport when all of his friends play basketball? They can't pour into him. They can't tell him how to do his touchdowns. They can't tell him how to do this or that, or give advice or share experience with him. So he's going to be the outsider. You get what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah.
if he was in a room full of other, football players, then they would be like, yo, you should do this like this, or when you run down the yard, or when you get what I'm saying? Like, so your environment is a big part of why you are, or maybe experiencing imposter syndrome. Because if you are having a lack of confidence, if you are struggling with that, it may very well be because the individuals around you don't believe in you, and they don't believe in you because they don't believe they can do it. Sometimes people want to see you do good, but they just don't want you to do better than them. And that's a real thing. That's a
Mm-hmm.
real thing. So for me, I don't think that I've ever had doubt in myself, but I've always fought to prove other individuals wrong, because other people would always tell me what can be done or what cannot be done, or this is real or this is not real, or you should do this, you should focus on that. And I had to focus on what my heart told me to focus on. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I had to do what was best for me, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be the one paying these bills. I'm going to be the one living this life. Anytime I was struggling, the first thing somebody say when you tell them that you're struggling and they assume that you want them to give you some money, they be like, damn, I don't know what to tell you. I'll be like, wow, like, that sucks. You know what I mean?
That
Like, they
sucks.
don't never offer their services to you. So don't offer your unwanted advice when
Right.
I'm pursuing my dreams. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And so some of you guys need to understand that that imposter syndrome that you might be experiencing, it might just be coming from your environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Hmm.
I just want to piggyback off of that a little bit, because you got to look at it like this. If I want to be a millionaire, but I'm sitting in a room full of broke people that thinks it's okay to be broke, how am I ever going to get to the space of being a millionaire when everyone around me is okay being in the situation that they're in? So
Hmm.
everything is going to be negative. You're not going to be speaking life into me, telling me the positive things or resources on how to get to where I want to be. So
Right.
piggybacking off of that, like you said, surround yourself around like-minded individuals that want the same thing that you want, or have a mindset for something positive that's going to be beneficial into your life. Be around people that pour into you the same way you pour into them.
So how would you define imposter syndrome in your own words?
In my own words, it would be feeling like you're not enough. Feeling like you're just, straddling, like you're just going along, you here, and you're trying everything that you can, but you feel like you're trying everything that you can, but you're consistently giving up on everything. Like no
Mm-hmm.
matter what you do, you're not pouring enough into it, but you're so quick to give up on yourself. So you're taking yourself out the game before you really get in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imposter syndrome to me is really defined as not understanding your worth when it comes down to your well-being, your everyday, like being a better version of yourself, and knowing that you wasn't put on this earth to just work for other individuals for the rest of your life. You are supposed to be your own boss. And with knowing that, you have to change your mindset in order to get to where you want to be. And that goes
Yeah.
back to also changing your environment as well. So, yes.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I feel like imposter syndrome is, you got your foot one foot in and one foot out the door. Like a part of you sees something that you want, you see your dreams and you want it, but you don't feel like you're good enough. You don't feel like you qualify. You don't feel like you belong. And sometimes it's within you, it's sitting within you, but sometimes again it's your environment, the way you were raised or the people around you who are telling you that you don't belong. But at the end of the day, that imposter syndrome is, whether it's the people around you, is something that you can change, because you just have to change that from within you, change your mindset, or step outside of that situation, change your environment. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're living in a household where everyone is arguing and sad and it's messy all the time and things like that, then you're going to start to feel angry all the time. Every time you wake up, dirty, or like just depressed, that negative, negative, negative. But if you're in an environment where you wake up every day and people say, "Hey, good morning. Want some breakfast? I
Right.
just finished cooking." You know what I mean? Like you're gonna wake up with a smile every day. It is literally your environment most of the times. And again, like I said, it's not always the environment, because sometimes that spirit can be sitting in you. That imposter syndrome spirit can be sitting in you. So really what you have to do is not only evaluate yourself, but evaluate your situation. So
Definitely.
why do you think that imposter syndrome is so common amongst, the minorities in business, as well as like women minorities in business?
I feel like imposter syndrome, I feel like it stems from upbringing a lot. And why I say that is because in the minority with women, I feel that growing up as African American women, sometimes we are not, dealt the best cards, meaning, you're not poured into from the person that you would expect to be poured into, your mom, your dad, or you don't have the family orientation where they're consistently telling you, you're enough, go do this, go do that. We're hearing, go to school, go do this. If you go to school and you get this education and you go and get a degree and then you find this job. And then when you're in school, people are already, teasing you and people are already making you feel less than. So if you don't have that, you know, that self awareness and that strength, it's easy for you to feel like you don't belong. So now, as you grow up, sometime it's that I already felt like I didn't belong. I overcame that, but now I'm stepping into something new and starting a business, but I have to go in front of people again. Oh man, they're gonna judge me. Oh man, they're not gonna support me. Oh man, I don't have the followers. Oh man, this, so it's always woe is me, rather than taking the accountability of knowing that your past circumstance, you already overcame that. So it's easy for you to overcome stuff. So what you really need to be focusing on is that mindset shift in knowing that, like I said, that past doesn't define you. So I feel like it really comes from the upbringing, especially in a minority, because like I said, that family orientation plays a major role. It plays a pivotal role, especially for me in particular as a woman, with not having that 100% support from a mom. So I've never had her be like, "Girl, you affirmations, you queen, you beautiful, you go do this, you go do that." So now it's like something that when I looked for it, it wasn't there. So now I'm scared to get it. So I feel like it comes from that with the minority and
Hmm.
women in business.
I definitely can agree with that too, because like when you're growing up, if you have someone constantly pouring into you, not just telling you that you're beautiful, but that You know, like when we was little, we used to watch some TV shows and they used to tell us like you could be anything that you want to be. Sometimes you see that on TV, but they don't really tell you that within your household. They don't really enforce that within your household. You know what I'm saying? In your household, they're telling you get a job, go apply at the supermarket, go apply
Yeah.
at the Burger King, go apply here. Like when you get older, you need to get you a little job here, a little jobby job there. They don't tell you, like they hear you humming in the bathroom like, oh baby, you got a beautiful voice, you need to be doing
Right.
this and that, or oh baby, you this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like some families do, but a lot of families where we come from, which is where the question was based on minorities and women, especially women of color, like we're not poured into. And so it's easy to fall into imposter syndrome when you're not poured into because you don't feel like you deserve it or you're good enough.
Right.
So have you ever felt imposter syndrome hold you back from pursuing an opportunity?
Absolutely. Coming into digital marketing in itself, for anybody that's seen our previous episodes, as I mentioned, as I grew up, I was called Dirty D. So for me, knowing that I left all of those people in like junior high school and high school, I felt like, okay, I don't have to deal with them anymore. But when you come back on social media and you start to like show your face and now you're in business, I'm like, damn, these people are gonna see me and they're gonna remember me as her. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready to be teased or somebody to share it and be like, ain't this dirty D? So certain things would stop
Right.
me from, doing a lot because I was worried about the judgment. I was worried about what people had to say because of what I had already succumbed. And I just really let it stop me from believing in myself until I didn't. So it is something that it changes with your mindset, like we said previously. It changes with reflecting in the inner you and believing that what other people say about you, it doesn't matter because it does not define you. You are your definition and you are worth it. And as long as you know that you're worth it and you have something to offer, your community and your people are going to come for you. So with understanding that, it changed my life. So overcoming imposter syndrome changed my life.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for being real and honest. You're welcome. Yeah, I lost one of my Instagrams because the phone overheated. I don't know why. Take it in stride.
Yes. Okay. So I now have a question for Miss Beautiful Aariah. Do you think that imposter syndrome ever completely goes away, or is it something that we just learn to manage?
I think you could definitely manage it. I feel like imposter syndrome, like I said, it's a learned behavior. You know, like if you grow up and your family is pouring into you, telling you you could do any and everything, like how I do with my kids, when
Yeah.
you grow up, you're going to feel like you can do any and everything until maybe one day somebody tells you you can't. Because, like, think about it. There are some kids out there, yo, you know what? It's a perfect example. When I was growing up, my mother used to tell me, like, some people may not think this is good, but like she would tell us like we're better than other people. Not everyone, but like certain people. Like she would see certain people, she wouldn't want us hanging out with certain kids. And we was, we going to our grandmother's house in the projects, we running around with the little ghetto-fied kids, and my mother be like, no, you ain't. You're not coming out here. You dressed in them nice, clean polo outfit, this, that, and the third. You running over here, climbing on a tree. Get no. Like my mother didn't want it, and she used to be like, "You don't have no friends. You don't," because my mother, growing up, she didn't trust people. She was
Yeah.
raised not to trust people because, in her time, you couldn't trust people. People, and even still, for real, like let's be
Right.
honest, people hurt kids or whatever. Either way, my mother used to tell us that we're better than certain people. We don't need to be hanging around certain people because they will kind of like you are the company you keep type vibe, or they will influence you to do things you ain't supposed to be doing and things like that. And so therefore, growing up, I used to always feel like um I would see the difference in what she was talking about, but I would still want to embrace those individuals. I would still want to hang out with those kids and play with them. And I used to feel like, she not like, that's not right. Like they just kids and things like that. But as an adult, I understand where she was coming from. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I understand what she meant. Like not just you're the company that you keep, but she didn't want those kids influencing me into doing bad stuff. Like maybe they probably stealing from the corner store and stuff
Mhm.
like that. She didn't want that for me. You know what I mean? So like obviously it is a learned behavior because my mother used to tell us all the time we could do whatever we wanted to do, but then there's other um not just family but friends
Mhm.
who would be like, you doing that,
Right.
like, what, girl, bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that is a learned behavior. So you absolutely can learn to erase that mindset and manage it. Somebody said, who are you talking to? So this is episode 5 of our podcast. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify. You can go over there and follow us at the Brooklyn Boss Talk if you want, because I know I'm looking straight forward because I'm looking at the podcast camera. And you can see Dannii as well because she is the other person you hear talking. But yeah, so it is a learned behavior. It is something that you can get out of your mind because the
Yeah.
mindset.
I definitely agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you is because I was the opposite, right? So I was the kid that didn't have like much growing up. And because of that, I didn't really trust people and I didn't really want to be around people because I was always put in situations where I felt like I wasn't enough. Until I put myself in rooms where people were like, girl, you are everything. You need to do this. Maybe if you spent some more time in the mirror, maybe if you took and did this. So it is able
Mhm.
to be managed if you put yourself in the right places.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. What role do you think society's expectations play in fueling self-doubt, especially for minority entrepreneurs?
That's crazy because I think that we literally just touched on that
Exactly.
too. But like,
Yes.
when it comes to like families and stuff, but society in general, depending on who you are, race plays a part of it. If you're a woman, it definitely plays a part because people feel like women shouldn't be doing certain things. Okay, like it's so crazy how everyone else always has a say so. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? And like society will tell you that you can't do this, you shouldn't be doing this, that you should be home making babies, cooking dinner, did X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? And then when you out here bossing up, it's like you're too independent. You know
Alpha
what I'm saying?
female.
You're undesirable to men, even in some cases. Like, and it's so crazy because even men say that sometimes. Like, oh, a woman that is running her own business and doing this, she seems masculine. But why do I have to seem masculine? Because I have goals, dreams, and aspirations, and
Right.
I don't want to wait for somebody else to do it. We
Right.
only get one life. When I'm going from here and I come back from here, I don't know if God gonna bring me back as a chipmunk or if I'm gonna be the same me. We only get one life. So while I have this life, I'm not about to sit here and wait for you to pull it together.
Hello.
I want to enjoy this life. So if I am in a situation where I feel like no one is pouring into me and I come to the conclusion that I have to pour into myself, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because at the end of the day, think about it, y'all. I'm 40. I just turned 40. Imagine if I would have waited for somebody to get me in a position that I'm in now. I'd probably still be on food stamps.
Right.
I'd probably still be on Medicaid. I'd probably be still in a situation that I am in because I'm too busy waiting for somebody to pour into me or a man to come along and take care of home and all of these other things. But I decided as I was in that environment and I was depressed and I was struggling, I was like, I'm not living this no more. And I don't care what nobody else say. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Because at the end of the day, people did tell me that I wasn't going to be successful when they found out that I was doing digital marketing and social media marketing. They didn't believe in it. And because they didn't believe in it, they tried to pour that negative Nancy energy onto me, even telling me, I hope that internet SHIT gets you
Get
somewhere
you
one day.
somewhere.
I will never forget that.
Me neither.
And that thing walked me all the way to the bank over 7 figures long. You get what I'm saying?
Hello.
That when the time that I had my biggest day online, which was a $12,000 day, a $60,000 week, a
Mm.
160 something thousand-dollar month, I was literally saying to myself, if only he could see me now. You get what I'm saying? But, like I said, society will tell you that that's not possible and make you feel like if you're a woman in this space, that you're too masculine, you're undesirable because you're too independent and things like that. And at this point, I don't care.
Right.
Uh, even if I got, even if I got to go out single, listen, if I got to go out single, at least I'm going to go out single and happy. And
That
I can
part.
buy whatever I want. I could go wherever I want. I could fly wherever I
Do.
want. I could eat whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. I ain't going to do it on food
That's
stamps.
right.
I ain't gonna do it
Right.
struggling. I ain't gonna do it waiting for somebody else to come pick up, the pieces. You know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, society does play a big part
Hmm.
because they always have an opinion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And most of the times it comes from people who themselves are experiencing imposter syndrome.
Talk about it. Talk about it. And I just got to piggyback a little bit on that because, like I mentioned previously, I used to let what people say about me define me. And that caused me to have imposter syndrome. And really understanding that society is going to say what they're going to say. People going to judge you if you're doing good. People going to judge you if you're doing bad. Make sure they're judging you for doing good. And with that mindset, you don't have to worry about societal expectations because you are who you are. And as long as you lock in with yourself, love on you, you're good. Like
Hmm.
it that's it. Stop allowing these people validations to matter because it doesn't. They're not helping you pay those bills, and when you're behind, they're not calling you to give you that dime. So yeah, no.
Hmm. The fact. So, what are some practical steps that you've taken to boost your confidence in your business journey?
Um, I've taken steps such as getting out of my own way and allowing my face to be shown, right? For a long time, I didn't want to show my face. I had flaws that I feel on my own that people were going to judge. And I just was like, I don't want to do this because if I do this, it looks like this. If I do this, it looks like that. And a lot of that stopped me for a long time. Let's talk about with certain platforms. I didn't want to show my face on platforms because of the judgment, and it stopped me from creating content. And I
Hmm.
wanted to be behind the scenes and do all that faceless stuff, but then I realized that you have something to say and people need to hear it. So when people hear what you're talking about and you're providing value and you're providing a service, they don't care about how you look. They don't care about what you're wearing. They care about how you're helping their problem. And that mindset, that made me understand that as long as I speak life into myself, which is what I started to do, I would get up, I would actually go and stand in the mirror and really say to myself, you are worth it. You are beautiful. Speak life into me. So it helped me to really, manage that. It helped me to build that confidence in my business journey and made me want to get up every day and get in front of the camera, made me want to get up every day and like see how my products was doing, made me want to create more content, made me want to show up because the confidence boost and understanding that you can change your life no matter where you come from is the best thing you can possibly do. So those steps in realizing that everything is not what it seems and stop allowing the people's expectations and the doubt of showing your face because you're nervous of that validation stop you from being your best version of yourself is going to take your business 10 times up, if not further. So stop doubting yourself, believe in yourself, and you'll be fine in your business journey as long as you lock in with you.
Hmm. So, can you share a mantra or like an affirmation that you use to stay grounded whenever doubt, kind of like sits in?
Definitely. So when I'm going through my moments of, grief or self-doubt or just not wanting to get up, I say to myself, girl, get up. Get up, girl. Girl, get up. I say it to myself. It it kind of like forces me to do exactly what I'm saying. Get up. And even if it's not to get in front of a camera, even if it's like a day where I'm feeling just blah, because we have those. As coaches, as entrepreneurs, influencers, and all of that, people think your life is perfect. It's not. We have real life situations that we go through, and sometimes we need a moment. So when I take those moments, I just recuperate. I write. I just really, speak affirmations inside of me because it helps me to get back up. So, girl, get up, girl. Let's get it.
Mhm. What advice would you give someone just starting out who feels like they're, like they don't know enough to succeed in digital marketing?
Tell yourself that I can get it, I can learn it, I can master it, and let those be your mantras that's going to make sure that you get there. Those are your affirmations that's going to speak life into you. I can learn it. I can master it. Like I know
Mhm.
I can. You think we were born with this? Absolutely not. You think we went to school, the colleges, the universities? Absolutely not. Of course, it was investments, but we were able to master something from actually taking that step out on faith. So you have to believe in you in order for you to get where you want to go. Because nothing is going to just happen overnight. And nobody is coming to take your hand and take you to the beautiful world of no worries. You have to do it.
Exactly. I definitely agree with that though, because at the end of the day, like, um, when it comes to this, you have to be the one to say to yourself, like, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we're not born with this skill. Like we literally have to learn this skill. It's a learned skill. So why wouldn't you be able to do it? You get what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you be able to be successful? What is stopping you from being successful than the next person? You get what I'm saying? We all have the same 24 hours in the day. You know what I mean? Just because this one person, like it, when it comes to digital marketing is not runway modeling. You get what I'm saying? And even that, you shouldn't feel like you can't do it. You get what I'm saying? Maybe runway modeling, you might feel like, oh, I'm not slim enough. I'm not tall enough. Or basketball, I'm not tall enough. I'm not this, I'm not that. This is digital marketing. This is something that you learn, experience. And then once you have that learned experience, then you can be successful at it, period, point blank. Like there's no reason why you can't do it, even if you have a learning curve. It's you can like it can be put in simple ways in simple terms to help you to be successful. So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yes. So, what strategies would you say have helped you to confidently show up on social media, even on the days where it's tough?
um I would say being transparent a little bit. So like a lot of my content is like lifestyle content, and so because of that, I'm not being fake. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I'm not coming in this camera trying to be fake or be somebody I'm not, or tell y'all like I'm this perfect person, or I'm in this perfect situation, or I'm this person that's a millionaire or made over $1 million online and this X, Y, and Z. No, 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 no. That's not me. At the end of the day, you guys, a lot of you guys, some of you guys may be new to my channel, my success, or whatever it is, but a lot of you guys watched me from the conception of these products. A lot of you guys watched me from when I first started selling $1 vendors list. A lot of you guys seen me up here doing the with my sons on camera. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't always this person. There was a journey. You get what I'm saying? There was a journey. And so my strategy that helped me to be more successful in this, I kept telling myself to and reassuring myself that be yourself. And it's okay to be yourself. Don't try to do what everybody else is doing, because that's the problem. Everybody else is trying to be like everybody else. Everybody else is putting on this facade. If you are being authentically you, or if you are being yourself, then you are going to be the relatable one. You're going to be the person that says like, "Oh, I feel like I could make it because she is so much like me. She talk like me. She sound like me. She look like me. She come up here. She got on a big t-shirt. She just, you know what I'm saying? She eating on some ramen. She don't care who say she broke because she eating ramen. Listen, let me tell you something. I grew up eating oodles and noodles, and unfortunately, I might not eat like I might have elevated it a little bit from oodles and noodles in the little orange, what was it called, top ramen pack,
Yes.
to the pho. You know what I mean? I might have elevated a little bit, but I still love a good bowl of ramen. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, the point that I'm trying to make to you guys is the strategy that helped me the best was to be me. I can be my most confident self when I am being me and not trying to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. I definitely agree. Even with coming on social media, like at
With
first,
a baby on
trying
your
to
hip.
figure it out.
Amen.
Yes. At first, you're trying to figure it out, and then like once you like understand it's about being relatable and authentic, it's definitely up for you. So
Somebody said
I
hot
totally
dogs and
believe
baked beans still. Yes. I love me a good hot dog. I throw a hot dog on the grill. Some people be acting like they too good for stuff like that.
that. Mm-mm.
Please cut it
No,
out, not
thank
me.
you.
I think that's one major thing that draws people to me,
Yeah,
because I'm
authenticity.
Brooklyn. Like what's this podcast called? Brooklyn Boss Talk. Like I'm Brooklyn, I'm me all day, every day. Like I don't care You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? It's like one. It's so funny because the other day I was like, "Oh, me and my mother are gonna go look at a house," and somebody said, "My mom and I." I said, "No, me and my mother."
That part. I said what
Don't
I
correct me. Me and my mother. You know what I mean? Like I said, can I ask you a question? Who wrote the English language to be able to tell me that I'm not saying it right? I could say it however I want to say it. Like, bring me to the person that
okay.
wrote the English language that decides if I can say my mother and I or me and my mother. Bring me to that person. And if his name is not Yeshua,
Mm,
then I don't want to hear it. If
mm,
it's not Jesus Christ of Nazareth, then
mm.
I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me how to speak. You know what I mean? I'm going to speak the way I want to speak. Like,
And they don't
call it what you want.
understand when we say
Ebonics, phonics,
feeling.
urban, call it what you want. To me, it's Brooklyn. That's where
And
I
yes,
was
we
born. That's
are.
where I was raised. That's where I grew up. And this is our accent. These are the words that we use. And just because I made some money online does not mean, like, don't get me wrong. I don't go into, there is something that is called code switching, but even my code switch is to an extent, like
Hmm.
where, I might use a lot of profanity words when I'm with my friends.
Right.
If I'm at a seminar, I'm not gonna be over there talking about be. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm
Right.
not gonna do that. I'm
The
gonna
time
be
and the
more
place.
professional because it is a time and a place. And yes, I acknowledge that, but at the same time, I am still gonna be myself
Right.
all the way.
Right. Speaking of, have you ever sought mentorship or community support to combat feelings of doubt?
Um, Yes and no.
Hmm.
So I would say I have sought mentorship and community support, but not to combat feelings of doubt. It was more so of I want to be in those rooms. I
Right.
want to be at those tables. I want to be with those people. I want to do what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really doubt. It was
Hmm.
more so I want to change my environment. Over here, my friends are smoking weed every single day and putting 5 on the bottle. Over here, they're worrying about who got 5 on it. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that, bro. That's not what I want for my life. I want to go on girls' trip to Mexico. I want to go to Dubai. I want to go to the Caymans. I don't want to be sitting in the hood in the basement with the reggae playing, smoking the weed and drinking the Henny. That's not what I want for my life anymore.
That
And
part.
that's what it was. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? So, like, for me, it was more so when I was introduced to the digital marketing world, I was like, I want that. I
Yeah.
want to be like him. I want to be like her. How can I get into that room? Where is her next seminar? Where is his next seminar? How do I learn from this person? How do I join this community? Because I don't want to be in a community where they trying to show you how to roll up. I don't
Right.
want that. I
Right.
want to be in a community where they showing you how to cash out.
Right.
how to how to how to
That
turn
part.
your knowledge into
Mhm.
coins, how to
Right.
turn your expertise into coins. And if you don't have expertise, how to teach you an expertise that you can then turn into coins. That's what I want. That's where I want to be. So
Yeah.
yes, mentorship is very important. Community and support is very important. Environment is very important. Just I didn't sort it out for this, the reason of
For the
doubt.
doubt, but more so for just growth.
Hmm.
Understood. So if somebody is struggling with or comparing themselves to others online, what would you recommend that they do?
Don't do that.
Hmm.
There can only be one me. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And there can only be one you. Like, why are you trying to be like the other person? That is the exact reason why you won't be successful.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because you are not the diamond in the rough that stands out. You're so busy trying to match what they're doing. And now you have a pool of, let's just say, a bunch of blue diamonds where you could have all of these blue diamonds and it's one bright emerald green. Do you want to be the matching blue diamond or do you want to be that bright emerald green that stands out? That when somebody looks at that pile of diamonds, what's the first thing they're going to see?
Hmm.
That emerald green,
Hmm.
that ruby red. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to be like everyone else? Don't. Try to be like everyone else. Now, don't get me wrong. You can see what other people are doing, learn from what they're doing to be successful, and convert that into your own style or incorporate that into your own style. But trying to match what they're doing is not what's going to make you successful. People relate to people based on who they are. A lot of you guys relate to me because I'm from Brooklyn. Because you might have felt like, oh, digital marketing wasn't from you until you seen the girl from Marcy Projects killing it. So you like, wait a minute. If she could do it, I could do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, but imagine if I would have came up here and I was like, my daddy from Beverly Hills. You would have never felt like you could do it. You would have never, and don't get me wrong, to be 100% honest with y'all, my father is not from Beverly Hills, but when I was growing up, I basically had a two-sided family. You know what I'm saying? So where my mom was growing up and she had it a little bit harder, my father grew up in a middle-class family. So when I was with my mom, we lived in the projects. You know what I'm saying? My father lived in a house. You know, his family owned the house. They weren't renting. My father, before he was the age of 21, he was a business owner. He was an entrepreneur. He had his own barbershop with his name out on the outside, Supreme's Unisex. You know what I'm saying? So, like on one hand, on a struggling side, you know what I'm saying? And my mom was, don't get me wrong, a strong black woman trying to, we was the flyest kids in the Marcy. I told y'all, like my mother, we was the flyest kids. She used to really try to pour into us and be like, don't be hanging out with these little bad kids. Don't be doing this. Don't be doing that. But on my father's side, you know, they were very much successful entrepreneurs. My grandfather was a real estate broker and he owned his own real estate brokerage firm. You get what I'm saying? So like I could have very well came into the internet and only acknowledged that side of my life. Like, oh, I'm middle class. I grew up in living in a house. I grew up with no struggle, but that is not the truth. That is not the truth. So be who you are, embrace your struggles because they taught you the things and they groomed you into being the person who you are today. They put that strength in you. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to mimic what somebody else is doing because you're not going to stand out. That's not what's going to pull people towards you, especially if you're trying to grow on social media. Somebody people are looking for something different. They don't want to see people doing the same thing. Everybody doing the same thing every time.
Yes, authenticity. And if you're not innovating, like you're not standing out, like Aariah said. So understanding that being innovative is going to have you stick out every single time, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So let me see. If I could think about a time where I might have experienced like some self-doubt, um, to be 100% honest with y'all, any moment where I ever felt like it was self-doubt, it was more so not happening fast enough. Like there was a time where I was in digital marketing, and in digital marketing, you know, a lot of people are telling you that this is not you can't be successful at this is not real. You do need to get a real job. And at one point in time I did have a real job, but when I got fired from my job, I was going all in full throttle into digital marketing. And there were some moments, not a lot, but there were some moments where I started to doubt myself simply because digital marketing is not a business where you are collecting a weekly check in the sense of like how you go to your 9 to 5 and you clock in and you
Right.
know you getting those 9 hours every time. You get what I'm saying? I might make $1,000 today. I might make $500 the next day. You get what I'm saying? I might make $12,000 another day. I might make $800 on this day. The thing about it, you guys, is like I was feeling no self doubt in the moments where it wasn't working because I had to change my environment. When I started to change my environment, stop hanging out with certain people and doing things like that, I became more focused
Hmm.
and more consistent in with what I was doing. And when I was more consistent and more focused with what I was doing, when I was changing my environment, people around me and even the people on the internet started to see the change. You know, I get a lot of people all the time telling me like, "Wow, um I've been watching you since the beginning. Like
Hmm.
you changed so much. I've been watching you since you first got on here with your sons, when you first opened up your son's online business, when you first this, when you first that. Like people saw when I was struggling, when I was fighting with the Versagel trying to make lip gloss. People saw, you know what I mean? People saw when I was ordering packaging from online and struggling to get views on TikTok and things of that nature, you know what I mean? So there were small moments, but again, they were because of the environment that I was in. At the minute I changed my environment and I kept telling myself every day, you could do it. Not only can you do it, there's other people doing it. That was a big key player for me, is seeing other people do it and knowing like, why can they do it and I can't? What makes them different than me? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, why? You're not telling me like they special and I'm not. You telling me that God can't use me? Absolutely not. Once I told myself that every single day and I was consistent, then all like I basically retrained my mindset. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I would just say that's like a little personal story for me of how I overcame doubt at all, like tried to wash out any of that doubt. I had to understand that, listen, there's going to be some days where you make 12,000, there's going to be some days where you make 1,000. You have to save properly. If you're saving your money properly, then the day that you make $800 is not going to matter because you made 12,000 2 days ago, and
Right.
it's still going to carry you home. So you are the reason for your success, and then in order for you to keep that in a consistent flow, you have to be responsible and change your mindset. Is there a class? There is a class. If you click the link in my bio, you can get a seat in the digital product mastery, which is going to be January 27th. It is a live class. It's the 27th and the 28th, actually.
What
It's a
question?
2 hour live class, and somebody asked what the code GOLD is for. I have a live only offer for the Done For You digital product bundle. If you use the code GOLD, you'll get 75% off. Normally, it's $297. You'll get 75% off if you use that code. All right. So what about you, Dannii? Do you have a personal story or something where you felt like you overcame self-doubt in this business?
Yes. Back when we started, when I originally had gave up with digital marketing, and again, it wasn't because I wasn't making money, it was the imposter syndrome. Now that we're speaking on it. I had a 9 to 5 and I was doing digital marketing. But because I knew that security blanket of getting that paycheck every week, at least I was gonna get that and I didn't have to really do the work. It made me be like, oh well, I could give up on this for a little while. But noticing, that I was giving up on myself, but also behind on my bills from the 9 to 5 that I was working, it made me understand that I had to overcome my self doubt because my self doubt was what was stopping me from getting the money that I really needed to be getting because I already seen the potential, right? So I had already made money online, but I was like, oh, I don't feel like doing this because I had individuals at the time we were on Facebook posting. I had individuals like, saying, oh, that's a scam, pyramid scam, and all of those things. So because I was hearing this, I'm like, they might be right. Let me stop doing this. Mind you, I already made money from it. So
Right. So you
really
knew better, but you still let them trick you out of it.
the disconnect wasn't connecting. The screws was loose, clearly. But it just goes with what we're talking about right now. The societal expectations. It played a major role in my self-doubt in the beginning of my digital marketing journey a few years back when we originally got started. So overcoming that and realizing that these people's judgment is not going to pay your bills. When you're behind in your bills, you're not, calling these people to ask them for help. So why them telling you that this is not something that's real stop you when you seeing that it was real. So something that I learned from that experience was to stop allowing people to tell you what you can and cannot do, because you can succeed in anything that you want to succeed in as long as you put in the consistent work, stay focused, and stay 10 toes down. Because really and truly, all you need is faith the size of a what? I'm gonna let you finish that.
Mustard seed.
Period. That's all you need is the faith and the consistency. You do the work, God gonna do the rest. And with that being said, I learned be consistent in everything that you do. Like Aariah said, you're gonna have your great days, you're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your not so good days. But as long as you stay consistent, you save right, you will be fine. And that is what
Hmm.
I learned from my experience with that.
That's true. Someone said thank you for this live. You're welcome.
You're
Someone else said
welcome.
Is the class one and done, or is there help after I'm 60 and not 70? So all of our students have access to us via email. So whenever you take our class, first of all, the class is live, and trust me, it's an experience that is unmatched. I'm
Yes.
not saying this because I teach the class. I'm saying this because at the end of the class, we host a Q&A, and during that Q&A, I have been made to cry.
Multiple
Like,
times.
I've literally been in tears because people are telling me how unmatched the experience is, how much I've helped them. And it is something that really touches me, and it's
Yeah.
near and dear to me knowing that I have been able to help individuals. But like I said, not only is the experience unmatched, but our students always have access to us via email. We do also have a mentorship program. It is called the Digital Traffic Titans Inner Circle. You can register as a Inner Circle member. Uh, that link is in my bio as well.
Yes.
So what is one piece of advice that someone gave you that helped you to push past that imposter syndrome?
Are you going to stop? Are you going to keep complaining, or are you going to get up and do something about it?
Oh, Jesus. Yes,
She
that's
laughing
crazy.
because it was her. Are you going to
Yeah,
keep complaining, or are you going to get up and do something about it?
it was me. I did say that to her, like she was going through it, and she was just telling me how she felt, everything, and then I was like, all right,
Yes.
what are you going to do about it? Like, are you just going to keep talking about it, or are you going to, like, like, you sitting
What you
here
got to do?
telling me
Yeah.
what you can do? You're sitting here telling me your abilities. You like, I know I can do this, and I know, and this is happening, and that is happening. I'm so aggravated, and da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Because you already know what you got to do to get it done. So what are you going to do? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So definitely, for me, I would say, like, one piece of advice that I got was always stay true to myself. Never let anyone's doubts whittle into my spirit. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, so whatever someone else has doubts, and they say, oh, like, if you believe in yourself and you believe it to be true, then it's true, period, point blank. Like, if you know in your heart and soul that you have the ability to do it, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like thinking about that song, and I hate to say it because don't y'all don't come for me, but I believe I could fly. Why was that in every school? Why was that at college graduations? Why was that song played all the time? It wasn't about the man who sang the song. It was about what the song was saying. It was about the music. It was about, I believe I can fly, meaning I believe I can do any and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm unstoppable. Like, I can be successful. I can win. I'm good enough. There's so many different ways to put that in place. And so, yeah, I had people in the spaces that I wanted to be in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so crazy that Dannii mentioned Funnel Hacking Live. The first time we ever went to Funnel Hacking Live, we went in there suited and booted, suits on, feeling so out of place because everyone else was dressed down. These were entrepreneurs, these were millionaires, these were billionaires, these were people who, had been successful. And here we coming in there looking like we don't belong. You know
Mm.
what I mean? The next time we went, we knew better. But not only that, it had been a whole year had passed. So not only did we know better, but we had grown not only as a person, but as a business, as a brand. And now on the first year when we went, we were outsiders looking in. The second year when we went, we were sitting at the table in the 2CCX club. Okay. If y'all don't know, that is the 2 comma club. Okay. We were sitting at the lunch inn.
Yes.
When I say sitting at the table, I mean legit. We at a round table now. And this is a private lunch
Mm-hmm.
for, you know, the individuals who are a part of this program. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You had to qualify to be a part of this program. This is a private lunch, and we're sitting here with millionaires and billionaires being mentored because we now qualify. We took that 1 year, we learned, we were consistent, we did what we had to do.
And it was
And then
up.
the next year, instead of being the outsiders looking in, we had done got us a seat at the table. Amen.
Amen.
So at the end of the day, like, if it's one thing about it, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And that is so real. Like, I don't care what nobody tell you, that is so real.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask you, so like, is there a particular moment when you realized that you were in the right place and you deserved the success? For me, since I already talked about it, it was that. It was that. Like, sitting in there, not even just sitting in there. When we first went that first time, even though we was overdressed, I knew. Like, I was like, "Oh, this is where we belong."
I want to say that definitely, but more recently, what made me like know I'm in the right place and I bet not ever, ever, ever give up on myself was when my 11-year-old daughter looked at me and said, "Mommy, I asked you to get us a house, and you did," and it made me realize that everything that you say you want to do, you can do as long as you put your mind to it, get it done. So I realized I was in the right place, and it's up from here. There ain't no going back.
Yes,
So
because
yeah,
y'all know them kids is
honest.
ruthless. You know what I'm saying? They could be ruthless sometimes, like because they don't understand. Like, why we
Yes.
dealing with this? But they don't understand. Like, but that is validation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Coming from struggling and seeing that growth overall, you know what I'm saying? Like coming from the projects, living in an apartment, and then finally being able to purchase your own home. Like going from living in the projects where the elevators is pissy to being a homeowner in a nice suburban neighborhood, like it's literally unmatched. But at this time, you guys, I want to ask the audience, you guys, so I want you guys to kind of like drop in the chat anytime that you guys have ever experienced an imposter syndrome. Like, have you guys ever experienced that? Like, what was that like? Where were you? Like, who made you feel that way? Drop that in the chat. Let's open up the floor real quick.
Yes, you guys. Let me open up this too. Over here too, you guys. Drop it in the comments a time that you felt the imposter syndrome.
My job. Wow.
Mm, the job.
That's I think that's the typical environment to feel like that. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely at the job. Mhm. I might have felt that at my job too. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, like, cause I in my mind I didn't belong there.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I swear to you, I always knew it was something more. I was meant to be doing something more. What am I over here doing, standing at a register with an apron on? Nah, this is not me. So yeah, I swear, I swear to God, like you laughing, but yes, that was not me.
It
What
just
was
made
the
you feel
question?
like
The
you weren't
question was, the question was, what is a time that you've ever experienced imposter syndrome?
someone said their job. What about y'all over here, you guys?
Have you
What's
ever
the time?
experienced imposter syndrome? Where were you and when? I was invited to the White House for a reception with President Obama. Oh wow.
Wow.
That could be a moment where you feel like, do I belong here?
Right.
Did they send the right email?
That's definitely
That's
big.
big. Congratulations. That
Daquan
is
said at
big. That
school.
is big.
At school.
Mhm.
I could agree with that, Daquan. I could agree with that. Hmm.
Mhm. Around people I should not have been around. That's true too, because that's what I said. Like I really started to feel it. Like I grew up. When you grow up in the hood and you grow up and you from Brooklyn, you think that this is where you're supposed to be. You think that this is what you're supposed to do. So you just going with the flow because you feel like if you're not smoking, then you're gonna be looked at like
An
you think
outcast.
she thinks she too good. Like you want to fit in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you do the things that make you fit in, but then as you're doing those things, you like, this ain't even me. This ain't even what I want to be doing with my time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I could
I want to
definitely
be in
agree with
Dubai
that.
eating Dubai chocolates. Yes, like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, absolutely. Um, so what's something that you guys are proud of accomplishing? Like, even if it didn't feel perfect, we know that you guys may have experienced imposter syndrome, but what is something that makes you guys feel proud? You get what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it was a proud moment for you.
Yeah.
I got a lot of them, but I'm like more recently, of course, but I would definitely I sat in a DC train station missing my train. I was just in awe at the fact that I was there. Oh wow.
Amazing.
Raising my boys, yes, 27 and 18, yes. That's something to be proud of. I'm proud of my children as well. I'm proud of my children. I'm proud of myself from overcoming all of the things that I went through. I'm proud of
Mhm.
myself for purchasing my home. I'm the first person in my family to reach this point of success
Yes.
at my
Taking
job. I
care of my
complained to
kids.
this
Okay.
evening, and I just said, "This ain't it." Then I quit and negotiated a payout, a payoff. Wow.
Oh, wow. Graduated
Children
high
podcast
school.
ebook. Yes, 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 yes.
Graduated high
I was,
school with honors being pregnant.
yeah, that girl. Yes, I think my sister actually also
Mhm.
graduated college while pregnant. So, yep, that is really big. She
Yes.
graduated college while
Congrats on
pregnant.
that.
With honors as well. So that's definitely big because people will tell you you can't do it. You people think that you get pregnant, you're gonna drop out, but you know what I'm saying? You get to be the one to tell them, psych.
Right, right.
You thought so. Amen. Yep,
Being the
yep, yep, yep,
teacher.
yep.
Okay.
I think one a big one for me was being featured in Parent Magazine for entrepreneurial family for myself and my children being successful business owners, especially since they were just teenagers,
Yeah.
especially being a single mother with no man in the home and it's just me and two boys and people saying like, women can't raise men and things like that. Like
Yes.
also not just being in Parents Magazine as a successful entrepreneur, but just being in the New York Times as an entrepreneur myself. Like, so in my
Mhm.
own right, being acknowledged not just as an entrepreneur, but just being acknowledged as a business coach who has
Right.
helped over 80,000 people at this point to start businesses,
So
create
proud.
businesses, and a lot of those individuals have seen success. So we have a really good success rate as well. So that also for me was one of my proud moments. Also, my book,
Yes.
writing my book. So being an author and writing a book, you guys can go get my book on Amazon. It's called The Vault: Secrets of Social Media Marketing. There's a few. Look up Aariah Woods on Amazon. Congratulations. Thank you. Love your TikTok content. About to get started on my ebook. Thanks to you. Ow, let's get it.
Yes.
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 There's so many different things. So many different things. Oh, it's right here too. Matter of fact.
Yes. There is so many
One
things
of
to be
my
proud of.
biggest accomplishments, you guys. Right here. Right
Aw.
here. You know what I'm
My
saying?
proudest
One of my
moment,
biggest accomplishments.
yes, is having my first online business thanks to you guys. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes.
Moving me and my kids to Georgia almost 4 years ago from Louisiana, was homeless for 18 months, got into a 2 bedroom and now 5 bedroom back. Yes.
Woo!
Okay. Yes.
Yes, I
Got to get it.
definitely moving out of Brooklyn, New York with my children.
Hmm.
Moving into my first house, losing my brother and coming right back and building a tribe of individuals and watching people just succeed online, consistently pouring into other people, bettering my mindset. I'm just proud of my consistency. I'm just proud of believing in my abilities to be better every single day. And just everything that's to come. The offers, partnerships that we have aligned with, and so
Hmm.
much more. Like, there's a lot to be proud of, definitely. And I'm proud of Digital Success Pros and Digital Traffic Titans. Can we talk about
Definitely
it?
gave me courage. You definitely gave me courage. I'm so glad of that. She says, um, I don't mean to sound like I'm better than anyone else, but I'm 45 and everything I've been through, I feel like I'm being called to something greater. That you shouldn't feel like you're better than anyone else because just because you see something in yourself.
Right.
I
At
was
all.
challenged. I got him back up, but now I feel like I'm filled with purpose. I believe I need to connect with like-minded people who understand this. I often feel this way, especially during the moments where I am, yes, especially during moments when I bring a smile to someone's face at work. Yeah, that's what's up. You shouldn't, you guys, one of the main things with that imposter syndrome. You should never feel like, don't dim your light because someone else's is not bright. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like drop a number 5 in the comment section down below if that makes sense
Yes.
to you guys.
Over here.
Never dim your light because someone else's is not bright. Like, you know what I
Ever.
mean? Like you are who you are and you're at a different place in life than they are. Maybe they just not have reached the place in life where you are currently.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to dim your light because they have not reached that level of excitement within their selves?
Don't do it.
No, don't ever do that, because you've already gone through your trials and tribulations, and now you're at the point where you actually see you. So why dim your light because someone else doesn't see it?
Right.
You know, and within them. You know what I mean? Like you're now, they have to go through that process, and one day they're gonna get there. And I would hope that they wouldn't dim their light because someone else's is not bright. At the end of the day, you always have to be who you are, accept who you are, and remember that everyone is not in the same place at the same time.
Right.
They're still walking through their journey. You're in the place where it's time for you to shine, so shine.
And shine
And
bright.
don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you're being a fraud just because you're not seeing results quickly as someone else.
Right.
Don't worry about somebody else's results, because again, like I said, you might not be in their walk is different from yours. They might have started, before you, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe they were more consistent than you. You might have started last year. They could have started yesterday, and you see they're doing this X, Y, and Z. Listen, that is what God has for them. What God has for you is for you, and you have to remember that at all times. Don't worry about somebody else's results. Focus on your results. Just
Mm-hmm.
because it's happening quicker for them does not mean that you cannot get there. But when you lose focus because you're too busy worrying about what they got going on, that is when your business is going to cease to exist, or it's going to halt and you're going to fail, because you're too busy worried about somebody else instead of focusing on your success, your consistency, and what you can do better for you.
For sure. It's progress over perfection always. As long as you're progressing, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to. Stop trying to be a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm. Shining my light so bright like a diamond. Yes, let's get it.
Yes.
I have so much knowledge and I don't know how to use them. Listen, use your knowledge, like capitalize on your knowledge, turn it into a digital product. There's many ways. You guys, like I said, if you have not got your seat in the digital product mastery, I don't know what you're waiting for. It is now 2025,
Yeah.
January. Let's not be here January 2026 and you talking about, oh, I'm going to get a seat now.
Go get your seat.
We might not even be doing these classes no more, to be honest with you. We might be on the beach, twinkling toes. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't plan on teaching for the rest of my life. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I do it now because I can. I have the ability to. I have the free time to right now. Like, but I don't plan on doing this for the rest of my life. Don't put yourself in a position where you miss out. Time waits for nobody. We don't know if we're gonna be here. You might be like, "Oh, I'm gonna take her class next year." How you know God want me to be here next year?
Don't
How
waste
you
it.
know God wants you to be here next year?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do it now. Don't wait. And even if you don't take my class, take something, do something, find a mentor. You get what I'm saying? Find a mentor somewhere that is going to help you reach that place that you want to be in.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
one thing I also wanted to say is being successful and being confident when your family and your friends don't support your entrepreneurial journey. You have to understand that, first of all, your family and your friends are not your target audience. It's not about them. You know what I'm saying? If you create a digital product today and then you send that link out to your family and friends and don't nobody buy nothing and you get all sad about it, that's your fault. Because did you really think that they were going to make you millionaires? How many times can they purchase your products to get you to the point of success? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they purchase your products just to
Support.
show love, okay, great. But those sales don't even count for real.
Right.
So don't worry about your friends and your family being supportive of your entrepreneurial journey. The people, to be honest with you, the people who are going to support you the most are the people who you never even met, don't even see you, don't even know you, never been around you. They're going to attract your spirit, your energy is going to attract them to you. Your relatability is going to attract them to you, and they're going to make purchases because how you can help them solve their problem. I don't care what it is. I don't care if they can't cook and you are teaching them how to cook. I don't care if they want to learn how to do their own taxes and you teaching them that. I don't care if they got a bum credit score 400 and you teaching them how to get stuff knocked off of their credit and get a 700 credit score. I don't care if you teaching children about stranger danger. I don't care what it is. Your personality And your experience, your knowledge is what is going to bring those individuals to you and what is going to cause them to purchase your product and what is going to cause you to reach success. Because if you got 18 family members, you got 18 sales, that is not going to get you to $1 million, baby. Don't worry about your friends and your family supporting your entrepreneurial journey. Don't even focus on them. If they do, they do. Yes, thank you. I love the support, fam. Appreciate you. But they are not your target audience. Does that make sense? Somebody drop another 5 in the comment section down below. Somebody say yes.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I thought they was gonna buy my ebook and they didn't. Correct. The family is not your support system. Not at all. That's not who we looking to support. You're gonna find your community. You target them. You hit those pain points. You provide that service and that value. You'll find your community. It's not gonna be your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's too many people on the internet. That is what made me realize that I had the ability to be successful. There are too many people on the internet for me not to be successful. Everybody is not going to like you.
Right.
But everybody is not going to dislike you. You are going to, like Dannii said, find your person. You are going to find your community. You are going to find your perfect customer. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no way out of 80 billion people, 80 some odd billion people, you cannot find your small section of people that are going to support your brand. And like I said, I don't care if you got a $5 product. Everybody watching this right now, if you got a $5 product, I don't care if 10,000 people buy that product, it's going to change your life. Go in your calculators and do 5 times 10,000 and come back and say it's going to change my life if that number is going to change your life. Come back. Matter of fact, go and do $5 times 1,000. Do $5 times 1,000 and come back and let me know if that number is going to help you pay some bills and literally change your situation right now. If it is, I want you to type "it is" in the comment section down below.
Drop it in the comments.
It is going to change my life. Amen.
2,500.
Amen.
It's going to help you.
Once you find your community, once you find your target audience, once you find your perfect customer, you are going to win. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is the end of that. Like, I don't want none of y'all making no excuses because you are the reason for your success at the end of the day. Find a problem, create a solution, find a community who needs it, and watch your success grow.
It is. And watch it is. Like you said, and watch it is. Because when you understand that and you stop focusing on that family and friends and you got your community, you targeting your community, those products are going to sell because you are solving problems. That is the main thing to serve.
Yep. Exactly. So basically, you guys, next week we are going to be talking about cracking the algorithm. I know some of you guys are still trying to figure out social media. So we are going to be talking about cracking the algorithm, how to be successful on social media, how to pretty much reach that target audience that we talk about. 5K it is. Yes. Let's get it. But I just wanted to say, you guys, make sure that you are speaking life into yourself, speaking life into your existence. Don't be saying I can't. Say I can. Say I will. It might not be happening now, but I'm going to get there. Like this is my plan. Create a plan, an actionable plan, because how can you reach your destination if you don't have a map?
Right.
How? You get what I'm saying? Why do you think that when you going somewhere and you're in an area that you don't know, you opening up Google Maps? Why? Because you don't know the area. How can you reach your destination if you don't know if you don't have a map? A lot of you guys be telling me, like, I want to start doing this, I want to start doing that, but I don't know where to start. Figure out where to start. In Digital Traffic Titans, we help you to learn where to start. You can join our mentorship program. The link is in the bio. You can also take one of our classes, or you can find a mentor out there. There are so many. Try Myron Golden. Try Russell Brunson. Try Elaine Cardone. Try
Grant Cardone.
Right, Grant Cardone. Try Eric Thomas. Try Nehemiah Davis. You know what I mean? There are so many others out there. It's not just us. There's plenty of people out there. Attach yourself to somebody who is doing what you want to do, who you aspire to be like, and you are going to be successful. You have to create a plan. You have to really want this. And if you really want this, this is how you start. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you can join us, you can join our tribe, or you can join someone else's tribe, but you need to get yourself in that situation. You need to get yourself in that environment at the end of the day. One thing I want to say, a motivational quote is doubt. Literally, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will.
Ever. Mm-hmm.
You have to fail to succeed. You have to. You learn from your failures, and that makes you a better successor. At the end of the day, it's doubt. Doubting yourself stops you from even trying.
Yes.
Doubting yourself will stop you from even walking through the door. You know what I'm saying? You're too scared. You're too embarrassed. You know how many times when I was younger, I used to sing a lot. You know what I'm saying? My voice is, I went to church. Obviously, it's not as good as it used to be, but it still got a little bit of, okay. But the point that I'm trying to make is I used to sing a lot, and my father and my stepmother at the time had to convince me to get on the stage, and I literally had to get on the stage at the Apollo and sing Nobody Is Supposed to Be Here. And if you know that song, you know it's a very intimidating song. You know what I'm saying? And I was scared and I had doubts, but even though I was scared and I had doubts, I got my butt on that stage. Not only did I get on that stage, but I killed it, and I didn't even know I killed it until I got in the seat and the girl behind me tapped me, promise, honest to God, tapped me on my shoulder and said, "You better watch yourself."
Oh.
Excuse me? Excuse me? I ran to my stepmother and I said, "That girl told me I better watch myself." She said, "Girl, you did your thing. That's why she hating. You did your thing up there." You know what I'm saying? Like, hit
No.
the note like I was Deborah herself. I'm telling you, y'all, like, seriously. So at the end of the day, like I said, doubt literally kills more dreams than failure ever will. If you doubting yourself, you're going to stop yourself from ever stepping into that opportunity. So kill that doubt ahead of time before it kills your dreams.
Yes. Yes. And I absolutely agree. I absolutely feel like, also, as I said, when you start feeling doubtful, I say, girl, get up. Say it to yourself. If you're a man, get up.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that you need to say to
Mm-hmm.
yourself, affirm yourself. Speak life
Yep.
to yourself. And if you have to go and refresh, look in the mirror and remind yourself as to who you are, do whatever is going to benefit you
That was my
to get
song.
you back. Yes.
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 All right, you guys. So what I want you guys to do, we would appreciate it if you guys could like DM us. You know what I'm saying? Send us a DM and basically, DM us some affirmations or some stories of yourself overcoming doubt. Like, just like it ain't gotta be nothing big, but just a little quick story of yourself overcoming doubt or an affirmation that actually helped you in your situation or through your situation. Also, you guys, make sure you go to YouTube and you follow us at the Brooklyn Boss Talk, Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn.
Yes.
TikTok is on its last toe, not its last leg, its last pinky toe at that. We literally got about 2, maybe 3 days, I feel like,
Yep.
left before this app goes dark. So if you're on Instagram, you're on, we will still be active here. But at the end of the day, you guys, if you want to be able to watch this podcast, you want to see me and Dannii on the screen right now, you're just looking at me. Some of you guys are watching Danny's live, you're just looking at her. If you want to interact with us, you want to learn these, we do this every week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday, 3 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be teaching you guys digital marketing, mindset, and everything else that you need to be successful in this business that got us successful in this business.
Right.
So make sure you go subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't say you're going to do it later because then you're going to start cooking. Kids is going to act up and you're not going to do it.
You won't forget.
You're going to forget.
Go do it now.
So do it now. Log off. Go do it now. We love you guys. And we shall see you guys next week for the Brooklyn Boss Talk with the digital marketing queens of Brooklyn, Queen Aariah and Queen Dannii. Okay? We
Yes.
love y'all. What's the name
Love
again?
y'all.
Brooklyn Boss Talk. Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. You can type either one.
Yes. And y'all will
Brooklyn
find
Boss
us.
Talk, Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, you guys, we will see you guys next week.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Stole her kiss.
Uh,
Okay. Bye, guys.